Hey everybody, my name is Dowden, and in this tutorial, we're going to be looking at how we can address muddiness in our mix to increase the overall clarity, to give us more room, to give us more punch, to just increase the overall quality. This is a huge issue I see with a lot of beginner producers, even intermediate and advanced producers. Let's go ahead and dive in. First, we have to understand what we're talking about when we're dealing with muddiness. There's a couple of different variations of what mud is, but essentially what it means is just there's too much information building up, especially in the low end, that is causing you to lose the clarity of your track. You can get this with too much reverb, too many instruments, too many overlapping frequencies. So right now, I'm just going to show you how you can use an EQ to remove a little bit of the muddiness from some of your tracks. So first, we're going to be using filtering. So the muddiness accumulates right around here most of the time, between 100 to 200 hertz, but you can get muddiness throughout your entire track. So what I would do first is with my EQ, I would filter out all the unnecessary frequencies. So with this pad here, I don't need all this low end because it's a pad. It's a mid to high frequency sound. So I'm going to just remove all the low end like I've done here. I don't need this low end information right here because that's where my other instruments like my bass and my kick drum are going to sit. So let's turn it off and listen with and without the EQ. So with the EQ off, you can hear there's a little bit more of that low end that we don't really need in that sound. And it might not sound like a lot of information, but when you're dealing with a lot of different instruments and building up multiple instances of these instruments that have that low end building up into our song, it's going to create a lot of muddiness and it's going to create a lot of extra information that we don't need. Even instruments like our hi-hats, you want to be using filtering on and removing that low end out of them because we don't need that information. So I have another example here, this hi-hat. If we turn this off, we can see that there's still some low information here, though. That's doing absolutely nothing for our sound. Last, I'm going to show you my bass line. So as well as filtering, reducing just a little bit between the 100 to 300 hertz range can help alleviate a little bit of the muddiness in instruments that do possess that low information. You don't want to be taking off too much because you don't want to be taking away some of the power and the prominent frequencies, but just a little bit of a reduction can sometimes alleviate a bit of the muddiness. Let's take a listen to our bass line. So make sure you're always testing before and after, that you're not removing too much information out of your sounds as to make them sound too hollow. Reducing just a little bit of the information with your EQ can alleviate a little bit of that muddiness and create a bit more room for other instruments in your track, which is going to give it a much more clearer signal. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. And if you like this video, give me a thumbs up.